Good morning, Carol. Good morning,
Morning.
Chris. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm not walking around for the first time in a while.
Ah,
So, but getting over a cold.
hmm. Yeah, these spring colds can be nasty.
Yeah. How are you doing?
I'm well. Hi, Mary.
Hi everyone. I'm going
So
through that. Go ahead.
there's no one signed up to lead today.
And you're volunteering?
I'm signed up for tomorrow for next week, but so hoping someone else will lead us.
We can wait a couple minutes and see who
Yeah.
arises.
Good morning, Rachel.
Good morning, Rachel. Hi, Chris.
Hi.
Mhm.
So if you want, I guess I could lead and I'll take my name off for next week and see if we can get someone else to volunteer for that. Unless
Uh,
somebody really wants to lead.
I'm nursing allergy stuff, so it would be I'm not volunteering for all this.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. I don't know,
I'll
Chris,
take
do you feel up for leading? Well,
I'm I'm not certified. I haven't gone through the course.
okay. All right.
Thank you, Ellen.
Sure. All right. Why don't we begin with, if it's comfortable for you, just a few deep cleansing breaths, really inhabiting your body as we sit here together. And if it feels right, you can lower your gaze or close your eyes, taking a posture that allows you to, to go more inward. Perhaps scanning your body and noticing any areas where you're holding tension. And directing your breath to those areas and seeing if they can just loosen up a bit. Feeling your seat where your buttocks touches the earth. Perhaps your feet on the ground. allowing that stable connection. And everything I say today, it's merely a suggestion, fully invited to follow your own heart and mind and body on this day, what it needs, what it calls for. The best way to do self-care is to listen to our bodies, regardless of what's swirling around outside of us. And as we begin to call in our protectors, our homecomings, can start to open out into that circle and start to see the lights, the power, the protective energy of our 7 homecomings. And as we begin, we can start to bring to mind our teachers who are living or who maybe have passed. Perhaps we can feel heavenly bodies near us, beings we may know as angels or divas. Perhaps we can call in our Buddhas, nature spirits, spirits who inhabit the earth or inhabit the sky. Those who have chosen us to walk with. Those who surround us with wisdom and guidance that may take the form of intuition or being in a certain place at a certain time that results in certain things happening and unfolding in our lives. Just soak in that wise energy and know that these beings see us in an unconditional and fully awakened state, since so many of them transcend space and time. And they're just patiently waiting for us as we walk towards them. And next we can call in our wisdom texts. It may take the form of words, perhaps poetry or literature that really touches and awakens and resonates with the wisdom within us. Could be beautiful paintings or sculptures, or even something we see on the internet. Or a book that falls off the shelf, and when we pick it up, we see just the piece of information we needed that day. And imagine these wisdom texts are like little candles along the path that we walk, illuminating each step we take as we move towards freedom. And in our mind's eye, we can look around and see our communities, those spaces we move in and out of, spaces where we can feel support, love. In many of these spaces, we're dealing with other imperfect beings like ourselves. Yet, in these communities, we can really learn and watch and feel through the struggle a way towards freedom. Just like stones in a river that just rub against each other and eventually smooth out into these perfect little ovals. So in our communities, we can rub away the rough edges. Communities could also be a forest where every piece interacts with every other piece and just forms a whole. Or really any place where we belong and can recharge ourselves in the company of life. And let's call in our benevolent ancestors and legacy holders, those in our bloodlines and those who are connected in a multitude of other ways, who bring with them the ancestor wisdom, who have kind thoughts towards all of our ancestors, regardless of their state of evolution, and are giving us the tools we can take with us to heal our legacy burdens, as well as help us along this path towards freedom. They want only the best for us. And are there to help. They've been in our situations before. They know what we carry and are willing to share that with us. So if it feels right, you can always ask them to help. Now we can turn our attention to the places where our bodies touch the earth and feel that support as the seat rises up and joins with our body. We can turn our attentions to our breath, and with each in-breath, what was outside and what was the earth's atmosphere enters into us and fills us up and nourishes us with oxygen. And as we let out a breath, what was once inside of us becomes part of the earth, just as our food and our water resides outside our bodies, enters into our bodies, becomes part of us, and then leaves our bodies to be recycled again and again and again. We can wonder what is within us and what is without us, and where are their boundaries, and how can I ever see myself as actually separate from the earth, from our communities, from our ancestors. And perhaps you have a feeling of the body just being sensations floating in space. Extending far up into the sky. Maybe those sensations extend deep into the earth. Perhaps out in all directions. And as we feel this expansiveness, or not, it's all fine. Your experience is your experience. But if you do feel a sense of expansiveness, maybe those feelings of silence becomes much realer to you. And the way that silence is just one side of emptiness. And this sense of the more we expand, and the more we can just feel our energy bodies, the more we realize that we are just empty, empty of form, ever changing. Silence, spaciousness, stillness. The three sisters we can inhabit. And we turn our attention to this self energy, this being, this energy that inhabits this body, that sometimes we believe just lives within the skin, within the bones, within the blood, but other times seems so much vaster. Especially when we go inward. And somehow going in allows us to expand out Sometimes when we go in, maybe we get a taste of that freedom. That freedom that knows no bounds, that allows us to be part of everything. That aliveness that pulses as we just feel these sensations floating in space that we know as hands and feet and skin. And as we sit in this energy, we know we need to come back and get on with our day. So perhaps you can feel all of this expansive energy starting to move back towards this body. Feel our breath as it comes into our nostrils and fills our chests and bellies, if that's available to you. Clasp our hands together to feel the pressure of our skin against skin. And feel these 7 homecomings entering into a place in our body where we could carry them and have them always available to us. Feeling our feet against the ground and our buttocks against the seats. Taking deeper breaths. And as you feel able and willing and can begin to open your eyes, give your body a stretch and look around the room and welcome in this day. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Ellen.
Thank you, Ellen.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Hi,
Okay.
Denise.
So
Hi,
good to
thank you,
see you
Ellen.
all.
Good to see you. See you next week.
Have a great
See you
day.
next week.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.